In Hollywood, there's a common belief that everyone has dated everyone else. This doesn't prevent celebrities from experiencing awkward or complicated situations, especially in love triangles. Get ready as we take a look at the 10 messiest love triangles in Tinseltown. Number 1. These old broad stars. Early on in Hollywood, before Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, or Jennifer Aniston could imagine the media ruckus their love triangle would cause, there was one that set the pace for other love triangles to come. Eddie Fisher and his wife, Debbie Reynolds, first met overseas, and they provided support and entertainment for the American troops during the Korean War. The third in the triangle was Elizabeth Taylor. She had been friends with Eddie since he was 17. In his interview with People magazine, he shared, "I went to MGM when I was around 17, and Liz was there too, but she was already a star. I was just a beginner, and she and I were not in any manner alike. But we got along very well because I was in awe of going to school with Elizabeth Taylor, and if anyone said they weren't, then they were lying, or blind." His friendship with Elizabeth did not simmer down after he married Debbie Reynolds. They married in 1995 and gave birth to a daughter, Carrie Fisher. Elizabeth Taylor and her boyfriend, Mike Todd, spent a lot of time with the couple in their early years of marriage. Later on, Todd and Elizabeth got married. Eddie was the best man and Debbie was the maid of honor. When Debbie gave birth to her second son, she named him Todd. This showed the extent of their friendship. Tragedy broke the beautiful Hollywood life both couples were living as Todd passed on, and Elizabeth was left to grieve. Eddie rushed to Elizabeth to comfort her. That comfort stretched into something else, because Eddie separated from his wife Debbie a month later. Debbie divorced Eddie, and Elizabeth and Eddie got married not long after. Todd, Debbie, and Eddie's son later referred to the situation as a tabloid feeding frenzy. The scandal caused Eddie to lose many contracts and eventually, his fame. Todd Fisher detailed every part of the scandal in his 2018 memoir, My Girls, A Lifetime with Carrie and Debbie. The women eventually settled their differences. Debbie believed that the man who did not choose to stay in his marriage was the one to direct anger towards, not Elizabeth. In September 2001, on the set of These Old Broads, Elizabeth apologized to Debbie saying, "I'm sorry for what I did to you with Eddie." In Todd's memoir, he describes his mother's reaction to her apology. It caught Mom off guard that Elizabeth was still so emotional about it. Eddie Fisher, on the other hand, bore some sort of animosity towards Debbie. He got separated from Elizabeth and got divorced a third time after that. Although Elizabeth and Debbie returned to being friends at the end, it did not stop the fact that the scandal seemed like a script from a Hollywood director's desk. Number 2. The Smiths. The word entanglement became quite popular after Jada Pinkett Smith admitted to having a relationship with someone other than her partner, Will Smith. Until then, the rest of the world thought the couple's marriage stood the test of time. They were the perfect image of black love. However, a Red Table Talk episode and August's interview with Angela Lee changed everything. During what appeared to be an intimate conversation, Jada disclosed that she had been in a relationship with singer and rapper August Alsina when the couple had separated to find their happiness. She found happiness because August claimed he did. According to him, she gave him the best love he ever experienced. Jada and Will have been married since 1997 and separated in 2016. This was all new to the rest of the world, as the couple had maintained the image of a stable, married couple for years. In an interview with Angela Lee in June 2020, August Alsina shared that he had been with Jada romantically. The news spun the media. To everyone, Jada was a married woman. August was only too eager to share his love story. The duo met through her son, Jaden Smith, in 2015. August claimed that Will had given him his blessing with the relationship. Well, Will begs to differ. August had so many great things to say about Jada. "I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life, and I truly and really, really deeply love and have a ton of love for her," he said. "I devoted myself to it. I gave my full self to it, so much so to the point that I can die right now and be okay with knowing that I truly gave myself to somebody," he concluded. According to him, it killed him to walk away from his relationship with Jada and pushed him into becoming another person. Whatever therapy Jada offered, August must have worked double time. While speaking about August's comments on Angela's show, Jada revealed that the situation began with him needing help for his mental health. At that same period, Will and Jada were going through a difficult time in their marriage. Regarding the separation, Jada admitted she got into a different kind of entanglement with August. Will clarified it, saying, "A relationship." Amidst the entanglement quotes and the sad Will memes, the couple found what worked for them, even though the rest of us might never get it. The couple ended the Red Table Talk episode with the line from Will's movie, Bad Boys for Life. "We ride together. We die together. Bad marriage for life." Number 3. Aniston and the Brangelina ride. This love triangle created factions within Hollywood fandoms. Jennifer was the cool, calm, grounded woman every man in his right senses wanted to settle down with. She had just rounded up her time on the successful Friends series and had every teenage girl's fantasy on her arm. Jennifer Aniston was the lucky girl next door. Well, until Mr. and Mrs. Smith's film was shot. In 2000, Jennifer and Brad got married. The media was all too enamored with the golden couple. The press even hounded them with questions about when they would get pregnant. Everyone loved the idea of these actors in love. Barely 5 years later, the duo announced their separation. Their joint statement read, "We would like to announce that after 7 years together, we have decided to formally separate. For those who follow these sorts of things, we would like to explain that our separation is not the result of any of the speculation reported by the tabloid media. This decision is the result of much thoughtful consideration. There was more to the separation story than they let the media privy to." The couple separated the same year Brad had filmed the Smiths movie, and the chemistry between him and Angelina Jolie was too palpable to be denied. They made their debut appearance as a couple, while the divorce case with Aniston was still ongoing. US Weekly released paparazzi shots of the couple on a beach in Kenya with 3-year-old Maddox. They were caught again in Ethiopia, and not long after, they did a couple's photo shoot for W magazine, which enraged many social media users. The photo shoot displayed Brad and Angelina as a happy, very much in love couple and took place right after Jennifer filed for a divorce. Jennifer commented that the duo was missing a sensitivity chip. The couple did not bother with what anyone had to say about their relationship. 6 children, and a few years later, Angelina filed for a divorce. The reason was not publicly disclosed, but it turns out that Brad Pitt had been drinking and had gotten physical with her and her son Maddox. The divorce battle began in 2016. Suits and countersuits were thrown back and forth over child custody and assets. Many Aniston empathizers believed karma was rearing its head at Angelina for being the cause of Jennifer and Brad's separation. Although Jennifer divorced Brad long ago, the triangle continued to haunt her in almost every interview she went for. When the divorce was finalized recently, everyone involved could finally sigh relief. Number 4. The Ultimate Triangulator. At number 4, we pay homage to the ultimate triangulator, Ben Affleck. He was once known for his acting prowess and his brooding hunk looks. When he was younger, he met Jennifer Garner on the set of Pearl Harbor. They clicked and became good friends. Garner married Scott Foley, and Ben moved to the next available Jenny from the block, Jennifer Lopez. They engaged in 2002, but it did not last long. Jennifer Lopez's spokesperson claimed that the reason for their separation was because of the hounding press. The media were all up in their business, creating pressure on them as individuals. Insiders say that Ben Affleck left Jennifer hanging high and dry, and that she was devastated by the separation. No one confirmed the stories as the individuals were tight-lipped about the separation. Lopez married Mark Anthony in 2004 and gave birth to twins later. That marriage ended in 2014. Jennifer Lopez claimed that her marriage to Anthony was only a band-aid slapped over her wound that had not been stitched or healed. Ben, on the other hand, had returned to Jennifer Garner. They reunited professionally for the 2003 film Daredevil. Garner knew she found Ben irresistible. In her conversation with People magazine, she said, "He's your basic, tall, dark, and handsome. He's it," Garner told People of her co-star at the time. "I can't imagine anyone in the world I would rather see swoop in and save the day like Ben." Ben and Garner married in June 2005 and announced they were expecting a baby simultaneously. Everyone thought Ben had finally found his forever. 10 years later, we were proved wrong. They divorced after rumors of Ben's affair with their children's nanny, Christine Uzunian, hit social media. It was an embarrassing situation, especially for Jennifer Garner. However, she stood behind Ben. That may be the Ben effect. A year after the couple separated, Garner told Vanity Fair that Ben was the love of her life. What am I going to do about that? I always say, when his sun shines on you, you feel it. But when the sun is shining elsewhere, it's cold. "He can cast quite a shadow," she said. It sounded more like Ben had a toxic hold on these women, and people quickly pointed it out. It did not take long before Ben was spotted with his ex, Jennifer Lopez. Lopez assumed that it was true love. Most of the media did. They got engaged in 2022, took off to Las Vegas 3 months later, and had a more receptive wedding ceremony in Georgia. Ben Affleck had the words, "Not going anywhere," etched into the green diamond engagement ring he gave Jennifer Lopez. Honestly, it was too early to count the chicks on this one. Jennifer Lopez posted a romantic caption that said, "We did it. Love is beautiful. Love is kind. And it turns out love is patient. 20 years patient." Jennifer Lopez released an album and 2 films dedicated to the renewed love story blossoming between her and Ben. Many of her friends advised that she should not do the project. It was mostly self-funded, as investors did not see it as a project that would grab people's attention. No one cared that much. J.Lo seemed to disagree. She was driven by what seemed to be the greatest love story ever told in her eyes. Turns out, everyone else was right. No one cared that much for J.Lo's love life enough to watch it. The album flopped. The films were not any better. Ben moved out 2 months after this chaotic season in the couple's lives. Jennifer later filed for divorce on what would have been their 2nd anniversary. Ben moved to a new home that was closer to Jennifer Garner. The press took photos of them hanging out more often, which seemed like a repeat of history. Jennifer Garner once said that when she married Ben Affleck, she never thought she would get a divorce, as her parents had a long, happy marriage. Now that Ben Affleck has circled back to Garner, he may do a rerun of whatever they previously had. Garner and Affleck have 3 children, Violet, Finn, and Samuel. Since he estranged himself from Lopez, he and Garner have spent time with their families, while Jennifer Lopez continues to play the diva. Many believe Jennifer Lopez drove him away with her attitude. Some say the opposite is true, saying Ben is the diva. He craves attention and manipulates women into loving him, and when he's bored, he leaves. This assertion sounds more fitting because what man goes back and forth with his exes? Only the ultimate triangulator, Ben Affleck. Number 5. Gomez vs. Bieber. Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber used to be Hollywood's pop prince and princess. Their relationship was the young teenager's dream. They looked like they had been created solely for each other. The two first met in 2009. Rumors about their dating began to spread in 2011. Like most initial relationships in our past triangles, their relationship was unstable. They initially broke up in 2014 and circled back to each other again in 2018. They said their goodbyes and broke the hearts of many fans who loved them together. A source informed E! News that Selena was going in a different direction with her life and had spent time reflecting on herself. We are all for self-growth. On another angle, Hailey Baldwin was only 12 when she met Justin. In an awkward clip taken backstage before Justin's 2009 Today Show appearance, Stephen Baldwin, Hailey's father, introduced Hailey to the pop star. 2 years later, the pair were on the red carpet, posing for pictures at the premiere of his biopic, Never Say Never. In 2014, the media began to sense something akin to the romance between the friends, but Hailey completely denied the rumors. She spoke about the rumors to E! News, saying, "I've known him since I was so young, since I was 13, and we've just been good friends over the years." Justin had something similar to say on his Instagram page. He posted a picture of Hailey and captioned it, "People are crazy. I'm super single and this is my good friend you would know otherwise." They seemed adamant about clearing the air about the nature of their relationship. When photos of them together over the next couple of years became more cozy, the pair no longer responded to the media speculation. Instead, a source informed E! News, Hailey and Justin have a very tight relationship. They are very close with each other's families and care deeply about each other. After Selena and Justin said their last goodbye in 2018, Justin reunited with Hailey, and not long after that, he proposed to her. It was quite sudden, and the media had a lot to say after Justin threw his 8-year relationship out the window and got married the minute he got with Hailey. Hailey was as surprised as we were when the news broke. Years later, fans of Selena Gomez continued to curse and create chaos for Hailey Bieber whenever she was out in public. To them, she had been the reason why the pop stars could not be together. Comparisons were made on social media platforms about the two women and their brands. Sometimes, Hailey even got death threats for her marriage to Justin. Selena put all the angst to rest when both ladies posed for a picture at the Academy Awards. with smiles on their faces. Number 6. Jordan, Khloe, and a basketball player. The love triangle between Jordyn Woods, Khloe Kardashian, and Tristan Thompson rocked the blogs for a long time. TMZ got their fair share of gossip from Tristan's many cheating affairs. However, this time was different. Jordyn Woods was Kylie Jenner's best friend, making the situation more sensitive. Rumors surfaced in February 2019 that Tristan had been intimate with Jordyn Woods at a house party. During that period, he was still in a relationship with Khloe. At least Khloe was. When the news was posted, Khloe responded with yelling emojis that confirmed the allegations. Jordyn had been caught in the Tristan rodeo, and the Kardashians immediately turned against her. Jordyn's family was close to Will and Jada Pinkett Smith. Jada invited Jordyn to the Red Table Talk to discuss her situation with Khloe and Tristan. She confessed that she had been blackout drunk at the party and did not remember most of what happened that night. She said she had no intention of hurting anyone, and that the story had been blown out of proportion to make her seem like a backstabbing villain. Regardless of what happened that night, this changed everything. Kylie Jenner and Jordyn's tight-knit friendship was torn apart, and the scandal caused her to lay low for a while. Since then, Tristan has cheated several times with other women, and Khloe has mended ties with Jordyn. She has tried to correct the narrative that she bears any ill will against Woods. Tristan apologized for the situation, but never kept his hands to himself. Jordyn experienced a different kind of growth after detaining from the Kardashian clan. Before all the chaos, her friendship with Kylie Jenner had been a codependent, unhealthy kind of friendship. Kylie shared her thoughts on their friendship, saying, "I learned so much, gained so much independence, and was there for myself. It helped me grow up a little bit because we were so attached at the hip. I think that for us both to grow, she needed to spread her wings and do what she needed to do as well." Kylie/Tyga/Black China/Rob. This situation is more of a rectangle than a triangle. It seems much more complicated than it appears, but here is all the tea on what happened. Black China, who now goes by Angela White, dated Tyga. Tyga is a rapper. The two have a son. Their relationship began hitting the rocks when Tyga started talking to Kylie Jenner. When explaining her relationship with Tyga, Black China said, "I feel like it ran its course, and then he started talking to Kylie at the time, when she was like 16 or something. Yeah, I was engaged, so that's kind of what ended it." She disclosed that she learned about Kylie and Tyga's relationship like everyone else. She found out on the internet. Shortly after this new romance, Black China disclosed that she was made to leave the house she shared with Tyga. According to China, Tyga's friends packed her stuff and put it in the truck they shared at the time, and that was the end of their relationship. Regardless of China's claims, Tyga and Kylie never admitted to being together till 2015. China was known for not disclosing any substantial information about her relationships online. Still, she thought to tell it all this time, as people had begun to cast her as a bitter baby mama who could not be pleased. While Tyga and Kylie were on their whirlwind romance, Rob Kardashian was fishing for his romance. Tyga, Kim, and Kylie never responded to blogs and magazines that wanted to hear their side of the story. But Rob was already creating a headline of his own. China shared how she felt when Rob started moving to her. It was like, "What are y'all trying to do to me now? Why is your brother in my DM?" And then I started talking to him and I'm like, okay, this guy is actually really cool. Family dinners must have been awkward, with two exes sitting across each other, dating siblings from the same family. The couple eventually split. So did Tyga and Kylie. A messy legal battle followed right after the split. Angela White sued the Kar Jenner sisters for intentional interference with her contract at E! About her reality show with Rob Kardashian. Rob also caused some chaos himself by posting nudes of Angela on Instagram and accusing her of substance misuse and infertility. Kim was dropped from Angela's suit, but eventually, the court did not find the Kardashians guilty. Number 8. Sabrina Will Always Sing About It. Sabrina Carpenter's album Short and Sweet was not just the reigning pop album of 2024, it carried so much tea that the media had to bring extra cups. First, let's circle back to the very beginning. Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello showed the world how intense their chemistry was when they released the visuals for their song, Señorita. The two began a relationship that lasted years until they announced they were no longer together. This love triangle was not so publicized until Shawn's interview with John Mayer hit the media. In Mayer's SiriusXM show How's Life, Sean spoke about his romantic life and what he had taken away from the situation. "I'm with someone. 2 days before going to hang out with my ex, I express I'm going to hang with my ex because I have unresolved feelings. Maybe instead of 2 days, it could have been 2 weeks," Mendes regretfully told Mayer. Mendes said about the same situation, "The biggest lesson I've heard is no one gets out of this life without getting hurt. And no one gets out of this life without hurting someone." He danced around the situation and never mentioned names, perhaps in a bid not to get messy. Sean also shared his thoughts on how being famous affected the quality of his relationships. "I don't see or care what people say about my love life or my relationships, because it's honestly too detrimental to the actual relationship itself. I've become pretty strict on that part of it," he shared. Camila saw the clip and decided to purposely leave out a specific word while performing at the iHeartRadio Music Festival. In the lines of the song, "You say we're just friends, but friends don't know the way you taste," Camila placed a finger over her lips when the song came to the word taste. This was quite interesting, considering Sabrina released a song titled Taste on her Short and Sweet album, and a part of the song said, "I heard you're back together, and if that's true, you'll just have to taste me when he's kissing you." Sean has been seen with Camila even after they announced their breakup, and later on, he has been captured with Sabrina on multiple occasions. Since all three will not step forward to clear the air or speak directly about their exes or flings, the speculations will continue, and maybe Sabrina will tell us all about it in her next album. Number 9. Reese Witherspoon's sitcom, Worthy Love Life. After screening Ryan Phillips' Flags of Our Fathers, Ryan and his wife, Reese, fought bitterly at the after-party. Thus began the news of Reese's trouble in paradise. It was another case of Brangelina and Aniston. Only in this scenario was the family woman left behind. Ryan was rumored to have had an affair with a young actress, Abby Cornish. Like Brad, Ryan did not feel the need to hide his affair from the world. The two were spotted in public, making out. Abby was also spotted leaving Ryan's apartment several times. While they shot the film, Stop Loss, the residents of Austin, Texas, were unwilling spectators to their romance. Abby still denied the affair publicly, and neither Reese nor Ryan had any comments on the headline making the rounds on social media. A source informed Access Hollywood, Reese came across pictures of Ryan and Abby together and she immediately confronted Ryan. He admitted to having an affair. He said all of the rumors were true and said, "Let's just end this now." He had probably been looking for ways to break up with her until she made the job easier. Abby Cornish and Ryan got together officially and eventually got engaged. However, their relationship was short-lived. Abby ended the relationship with Ryan and moved out of their shared home. A representative for Philippe claimed Ryan ended the relationship and asked her to move out. There were many speculations that Philippe had once again been unfaithful to Abby. When Abby was asked about the cause of their breakup, she did not comment. Number 10. The Twilight Triangle We Never Saw Coming. In 2012, photos of Kristen Stewart kissing film director Rupert Sanders got on the internet, and ever since, all our Twilight fantasies came to life and died prematurely. Sanders was married to Liberty Ross, and Kristen was dating her Twilight co-star, Robert Pattinson. The scandal was heavily publicized, and Kristen received intense backlash. She apologized to Robert, saying, "I'm deeply sorry for the hurt and embarrassment I've caused to those close to me and everyone this has affected. This momentary indiscretion has jeopardized the most important thing in my life, the person I love and respect the most, Rob. I love him. I love him. I'm so sorry." The couple made up and tried to move on from the situation, but it was hard to work through a situation like that. They eventually broke up in 2013. The actress has spoken about the scandal in interviews and how it affected her. Everyone felt that dear Edward Cullen, the character Robert Pattinson plays in Twilight, did not deserve to be cheated on. 4 years later, the director was not as apologetic as initially. While promoting his film, Ghost in the Shell, the director was asked about the scandal, and he had to say, "You never know what's coming in life. Around every corner there's something unexpected, and that's life. You just have to brush yourself off and continue moving forward the best you can. Everyone makes mistakes. I am bound to make more mistakes, and I wouldn't expect my life to be exciting if I didn't." What are your thoughts concerning these messy entanglements? Drop them in the comments and do not forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to this channel. Before you go, click on the video displayed on your screen.